Title against St Mirren last week. Chris Sutton returned from suspension to partner Henrik Larsson up front, with Tommy Johnson dropping to the bench. Dundee United manager Alex Smith was also faced with a dilemma up front. He opted for Stephen Thompson alongside Derek Lilly, with Jim Hamilton, the player, consigned to the bench. Jamie McCunney celebrated his 18th birthday by continuing his impressive run in the first team. Before kick-off, there was a minute's silence for the Rangers and Scotland legend Jim Baxter, who died on Saturday night. The commentators for Celtic against Dundee United, Ian Crocker and Davy Provin.
On semi-final Saturday, Hibs made it through, beating Livingston 3-0 here. On semi-final Sunday, Celtic and Dundee United do battle. It's the fight for the right to return here at the end of May to take on the Hibees. Will the final be an all green and white affair, or will tangerine dreams come true? Celtic looking for their third treble, a treble if you like. The European Cup winning side did it in 1967 and again in 1969. Can Martin O'Neill's team of 2001 etch their names in the history books? Dundee United have other ideas, and they are no longer the pushovers they were in the earlier part of the season. Johan Mjalby, by the way, is one of 3 players on a yellow card, and if he gets another in this game, he would miss the final if Celtic make it. The other players treading very carefully are Ramon Vega and Jason DeVos, who heads that away. Dundee United will hassle and harry Celtic at every possible opportunity, but here's Paul Lambert, a Scottish Cup winner, is a 17-year-old with St Mirren in 1987, when his manager was Alex Smith, now in charge of Dundee United. It's a small world. Lubomir Moravcik will try again, but it was blocked by Danny Griffin, who missed the first half of the season through injury after joining from St Johnstone, but he certainly made the most of things since coming into the team. Loughlin, his former club Kilmarnock, were beaten by Celtic here in the League Cup final almost a month ago. Didier Agat will be hoping to face his former club Hibs in the final. A rampaging run from Agat, not quite matched by the cross, but Griffin had to whack it behind for a corner.
I think that's the danger in if you allow this man to get turned and get running at you. He had a lot of time there to pick the ball up, steady himself, and then set off towards the byline. United really have to try and get to him a bit quicker than they did there.
2 minutes gone and a corner already for Celtic. The big boys from the back will be in there. Thompson whips it in. Dundee United deal with it. Celtic such a threat from those corners, with Vega and Mjalby and Valhaeren around, and Sutton of course now back as well. Foul by Valhaeren.
A typical uncompromising challenge there from Valhaeren. I think, to be fair, Jamie Buchan saw it coming, managed to get himself out of the way, but I think we'll see a few of them in the early stages of this match, Ian, as the players put their markers down.
David Hannah's battling away. Here's Easton, and now a chance for Miller to burst towards goal. Fine strike by Charlie Miller, rising rapidly though.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want from this man. He's a bit of a luxury at times. He's not the best defender, but if you get him into this kind of situation, he can make things happen for you. Paul Lambert just couldn't get to him there. Mjalby stood his ground, and Miller needed no encouragement to get the effort away, and it wasn't far away.
Moravcik slides it into the path of Alan Thompson. Larsson calling for it already. Thompson gives it back to Moravcik. Decent delivery. Away by DeVos. Thompson hasn't kept it in. It'll be a Dundee United throw. Alan Thompson was suspended for the League Cup final here, so he's pretty new to the Hampden surroundings. Flipped on by Lily, Thompson chasing, but Ramon Vega has that under control. Didier Gat stepping in for Celtic. Lennon had a bit of a battle on his hands, and it's going to break rather nicely for Easton. Nobody over there though for Dundee United. Sutton, who's had to sit on the sidelines these past few weeks after being sent off here in the League Cup final. Didn't stop him celebrating, mind you, last weekend, that's for sure. Here's Ramon Vega, lifting it up for Sutton. DeVos is with him. Foul by Sutton.
I think Hugh Dallas just giving him the message there again, Ian. He does well in this situation, Sutton, because he has such good body strength and he uses it so well, but you can see there was no attempt to play the ball.
Dundee United's last Scottish Cup victory over Celtic came exactly 20 years ago today. 3-2 in a replay. Charlie Nicholas got both goals for Celtic, obviously scruffy little tap-ins. McCunny. It's come off the big Belgian. Valharen, what a signing he's turned out to be. And to think he could have gone to Rangers. Dick Advocaat was interested in him, but opted for Bert Konterman instead. Say no more. McCunny's throw. Moravcik, and he's going to look to release Henrik Larsson, and he might just do so, although the speedy Swede has a bit of a chase on. Lambert's arriving. Sutton in the box as well, but it's away by Lachlan. He stayed very calm and very composed then, under United. Alan Thompson, who was going nowhere at Aston Villa, but he's definitely going somewhere with Celtic. DeVos's header puts his teammate Lachlan under a bit of pressure, but now it's Mjällby who's going to feel the heat, because Derek Lilly tries to give him something to worry about, but Mjällby hasn't been too worried in recent times. Just remember though, he will be if he gets a yellow card today. It will rule him out of the final if Celtic get there. His fellow countryman Larsson trying to get a corner off Lachlan, but it didn't quite happen that way. Ramon Vega's clearance went to Charlie Miller, but Neil Lennon, well aware of what was happening, and then overran it, allowing McCunny to clear. Hannah charging in. Stephen Thompson's cross. Mjällby held it up, but only temporarily so, and the free kick is given against Lily.
That's a good ball in by Stephen Thompson, which has Johan Mjällby on the back foot. He's trying to screen the ball there, Lily. I don't think he needs any encouragement to go down. Obviously looking for a penalty there. I think Hugh Dallas, having had a look at it, made the right decision.
Derek Lilly, who nearly joined Dundee United a good few years ago, but Leeds came in for him. Didn't really make an impact there and ended up at Oxford, and Dundee United eventually got their man about 3 or 4 years after they first tried to sign him. Buchan's clearance. Here is Lilly. Mjällby. DeVos, though, will get to that first. The Canadian international. Not quite going to go behind for him, though.
You see Larsson there chasing the ball in, and he never gives it up. He really doesn't. He's a constant thorn in defenders' flesh. Terrific attitude to the game.
Mjällby has been penalised. Martin O'Neill enjoyed great cup success with Leicester City, of course, in the League Cup in England, and he also won that competition as a player with Nottingham Forest. course, the English FA Cup eluded him there, as it did Brian Clough, but the Scottish FA Cup is within his grasp. Dundee United, though, ready to give it their all in their efforts to make the big day at the end of May. By the way, there'll be no extra time today if it's a draw at the end of 90 minutes. It'll go to a replay, which will take place here on Wednesday, the 2nd of May. Valhara. Thompson. Moravcik. Didier Gat. Poor old Jamie Buchan struggling to keep up with him. Moravcik. Here's Paul Lambert. Dundee United quick to come out, but they'll be on the back foot again as Didier Gat prepares to try and deliver. Again, he's got the better of Buchan. Just flicked away by Loughlin, I think it was, but Thompson ready to send it back in. He does. Dundee United living dangerously as Loughlin knocked it over.
Well done, Jim Loughlin. Once again, Celtic getting good service in from both sides of the pitch here, laterally from Thompson. And Jim Loughlin did well to get it over his own crossbar.
Alan Thompson's corner. It's only cleared as far as Lennon. Lambert, such an intelligent player. An inspiring Celtic here. Well, it was a chance for the Belgian international, but he scuffed it over, Valhara.
Yeah, he does well to turn Devos here. Just spins Jason Devos, who gets a bit close, but he's got Vega at the back post. Had he looked up, you see Vega with his arms raised there. Jos Valharen would have done well to score from that angle. Should have pulled it back across. Celtic just starting to take control of the game here.
Didier Gat. Lambert opens up a little bit in front of him. Sutton. Larson had actually moved out wide. Away by Loughlin. Celtic can try again with Lubomir Moravcik. He's going to send it to Didier Gat, which is not a bad idea. Larson delivers. Sutton's header! Off the crossbar from Chris Sutton. Celtic so close to edging in front.
Terrific effort from Sutton. He just drifted off Jim Loughlin there at the front post.
Oh, Didier Gat is causing chaos again. He's looking to go all the way. It does take some stopping, but they have stopped him. McCunney.
Well, closest we've come to a goal in. Good delivery from Larson. Sutton up well there. And Paul Gallagher was beaten. Good advantage.
Yes, a use of the hand, but Vidalis letting the game flow. And it certainly was flowing in that little spell at both ends. Thompson. Cross to Didier Gat. One of the bargain buys of the season, perhaps of all time really, at 50,000 from Hibs, where he was only on a short-term contract. Sutton looking to get him round the back, and he has done. Larson! Oh yes! It looked an almost impossible angle, but nothing is impossible for Henrik Larsson, who finally equals Charlie Nicholas's record of 48 goals in a season.
Well, for starters, I didn't think Sutton was going to get the cross in because DeVos was well positioned. But how Larsson managed to get across the front of Loughlin, how many times have we seen him do that this season? Loughlin thinks he's in control of the situation. Larsson comes blindside. Enough pace in the ball. All he has to do is change the angle on it. A magnificent finish. Paul Gallagher won't be happy at being beaten at his near post, but such was the pace on the header that you can't really blame him. And Celtic at last get the breakthrough that you'd have to say they deserve so far.
It'll be time to move over soon, Charlie. Henrik Larsson's 48th of the season. Derek Lilly trying to hit back, and he's got the corner. Henrik Larsson with another wonderful goal. Didn't really look on. Sutton's persistence and determination to ensure that he pulled it back paid off big time. Larsson has always been quick, in fact, to acknowledge Sutton's contribution this season. Griffin's corner, away by Ramon Vega. Craig Easton's cross. Ooh, Loughlin's up there, and Lilly. On the half volley, it was diverted away for a corner.
It just wouldn't fall properly for him here. Celtic on top of their goalkeeper, drops into a lovely area there, just couldn't keep it down.
Griffin sends it in, away by Ramon Vega, and Larsson is clipped by McCunney, and it's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, not much doubt about that. It gives Celtic a chance to get pushed up. Camped on top of their goalkeeper, they're defending a couple of set pieces, but gets them up the pitch again.
To Lambert. Agat. Celtic looking for a second with seconds remaining in the first half. Lambert lifts it towards Larsson, and DeVos had to steer it behind for a corner. I wonder if there'll be time to take this.
Good ball by Paul Lambert, picks Larsson out here, has a look first of all. Larsson unselfish as usual, trying to play it back across for Chris Sutton, and well defended eventually by United, who really can't afford to lose another one at this stage.
Well, this will probably be the last action of the first half. Thompson with a wicket corner, and there goes the whistle. Henrik Larsson ended his goal drought. It didn't really look on for Chris Sutton, but somehow he managed to hook it back, and it didn't really look on for Larsson, but somehow he managed to steer it in. Dundee United faithful will be hoping that their team can come up with something to cheer about in the second half, which they are about to start. Henrik Larsson's goal separating the sides. His first goal since he was a Hampden hat-trick hero in the League Cup final almost a month ago. What price another Henrik hat-trick today, I wonder? I'm sure Alex Smith has offered plenty of words of wisdom to his Dundee United players. He's put his faith in Scottish lads, and they have repaid that faith this season, but they're going to have to come up with one of their biggest 45 minutes of the season against the League Cup winners and league champions. It's going to be a corner. Loughlin and DeVos both in the 6-yard box. Oh dear, I think Danny Griffin stumbled as he went to send that in. He hasn't really got his deliveries right at all this afternoon.
Well, he hasn't, and he does strike a terrific dead ball as well, and so it's at least two wasted opportunities from corners to put Celtic under pressure this afternoon.
I might blame that on the surface, I guess, which, as Jim was saying during the break, is pretty woeful for the National Stadium.
Well, even more so because it's dry today, and it's it's bobbling all over the place, and you think if they spent 63 million quid in the stadium, they might get a decent pitch to go with it, and it's not really worthy of a national semi-final.
Jamie Buchan will take this throw. His father Martin, captain Aberdeen to the Scottish Cup and Manchester United to the English Cup in his time. Buchan lifts it in, away by Valhara. Miller trying an alternative route via Jamie McCunney. McCunney and Miller, incidentally, will both be suspended for Dundee United's crunch game at St Mirren a week tomorrow. They'll be sorely missed. Bucket, Lilly, he's got away from Mialbi. Now, can Jamie Buchan get his cross in? Well, there's the answer to that, it was pretty poor. Eric Smith has had a huge effect on Dundee United. He's done a good job there. In fact, just after that game next Monday against St Mirren, he'll have to fly out to take charge of the Scottish under-21s in Poland. Busy man. And his challenge on Mialbi brings Celtic a free kick. They have won their last 6 Scottish Cup meetings with Dundee United, including 2 finals in the 80s. It's incredible, though, really, that Celtic haven't been to the Scottish Cup final since 1995. Pierre van Hooijdonk scored the winner against Airdrie then. That was their only triumph in this illustrious competition in the last 11 years. Didier Agathe. Agathe and Lambert combining wonderfully. They took Hannah and Buchan out of the game. Agathe pulls it back. Larsson let it go.
He's looking for the supporting midfield player there, Henrik Larsson again, unselfish with a step over, but a great exchange to make the space down the right hand side.
I bet Jamie Buchan was glad of his 15 minutes rest from Didier Agathe during the interval. Lilly to Thompson. He might be able to get his cross in here. Lilly goes to ground. Oh, he left his foot in. And I think that might be the first yellow card of the game.
Yeah, Hugh Dallas had a decent look at that as Paul Lambert played it away. Derek Lilly just left the studs in. You know, frustrating afternoon for Derek Lilly so far. Ian expected a lot more of him. To be fair, the front two haven't had a great deal of support from a midfield that has become pretty detached from the strikers. Another sore one for Paul Lambert, and we've seen him take quite a few of them over the last few weeks, both for Scotland and Celtic.
Dundee United have hardly been free scoring this season, just 38 goals in all competitions, but looking for number 39 here, it's Lilly. Came off Ramon Vega. Away by Lennon. Last man back.
Brilliant. Terrific layoff from Larsson.
Typical of the man, and he's looking for the return, and Moravcik has picked him out. Henrik Larsson. Chris Sutton nearby. Larsson! Oh, just wide, but so nearly for this wonderful player.
Deserved better, Ian, because it was the cushioned layoff deep in his own half that started the move. Who's on the end of the long ball? Larsson again, takes it onto his left side, trying to find the inside of the left-hand post here. He's a fraction out.
Here's Hannah, who won the cup with Dundee United in '94. Went off to Celtic for a couple of years. Back now. Lilly. He just caught Didier Agathe then. He's got to be careful. He's on a yellow card. Just a reminder that there are 3 players who've already picked up a yellow card in the course of the competition this season, who, if they got another one today, would miss the final. And those players are Ramon Vega, Johan Mialbi, and Jason DeVos. Foul by Loughlin on Sutton gives Celtic a free kick in a rather promising position. Well, they have Thompson with his left foot, Larsson or Moravcik, who would all fancy having a go from here, even though it's a long way out.
I think Thompson of the 3, Ian, has the power here. To score from here, you're going to have to get a fair bit of pace on it.
Larsson's going to have a long run-up if he's going to hit it. It's not going to be him, it's going to be Alan Thompson. And in the end, it was much ado about nothing.
Yeah, not his best, Ian. Gets plenty of movement in the ball, but just too much uplift there. Paul Gallagher never troubled.
Of course, you took a few free kicks in your time as
again,
well.
yeah.
I've seen the black and white pictures. Away by Lennon. Easton. Griffin forced to go back to Lachlan, and he'll be forced to go back to Gallagher, Swedish under-21 international goalkeeper. Griffin beat Lennon to it. Didier Agat. Ooh, Charlie Miller's going to nip in. It opens up a little bit. Miller for Buchan, and Douglas flapping a little bit, but he got away with it, and Valharen can bring it away.
I can't believe they didn't have someone attacking that. It's a terrific ball hung up to the back post there. Good play by Charlie Miller initially to work the space on the left-hand side. Could do a bit more aggression like that from Charlie Miller. And Lilly at the back post should be getting himself in front of Valharen there.
David Hanna. Miller. Easton. There's a couple free kick. Or has he? I think it's gone the other way, in fact.
Not sure that Hugh Dallas and his assistant are agreeing in this one, eh? The recovery tackle by Alan Thompson in the first place. I think Craig Easton had a hold of his shots. The Celtic make the change.
Lubomir Moravcik is the man coming off, and Jackie McNamara is going to come on. He missed the League Cup final here against Kilmarnock through suspension. His dad Jackie played for Celtic and Hibs, the two teams who could meet in the final, of course. But Moravcik's contribution to Celtic's cause today is over as McNamara arrives on the scene.
He hasn't really been in the game much, Lubomir Moravcik, and rarely goes in 90 minutes these days, and maybe an indication that Martin O'Neill is happy with what he has at the moment. He just wants to show that midfield up. Jackie McNamara, certainly a better player defensively than the Slovakian.
We're at the midway point of the second half. Celtic have won the Scottish Cup more than any other team, 30 times. Rangers just behind with 29. Larson gets the corner off Lachlan, and Celtic will be hoping they can head into the comfort zone a little bit. Still a slender 1-0 lead, even though they've had the better of the game overall. Although Dundee United have had their encouraging moments too. McNamara's first contribution will be to take the corner. Agat. Ramon Vega. He has Agat still nearby, and playing for the corner off Thompson, but it didn't quite work out. Goal kick. Lachlan. Lilly, ensuring that the throw would go Dundee United's way. McCunney seems to fancy a long 'un. Hamilton looking to flick it on, and he does! Oh, and it's been blocked wide for a corner.
He did well to win it in the first place, Jim Hamilton, and he's almost on the end of it as it falls here. Gets up well above Jos Valharen there, and Ramon Vega did just enough as Hamilton tried to pull the trigger there.
Miller's corner, and Douglas was fouled. Hugh Dallas a yard or so away then, and the keeper was taken out.
Yeah, couldn't have been any closer there, but already Jim Hamilton doing exactly what Alex Smith would have asked of him. Good aggression there from United, and Douglas clearly taking while both his feet were off the ground, and Hugh Dallas couldn't have been closer to call it. But the action here is will tell you that United are far from out of this, Ian. I think it's really now down to how much they want it. I don't think they've played with the same conviction they showed against Rangers in the last round. And they've got to find something with, what, 15 minutes left of this game.
Here's David Hannah. Buchan. Hamilton mixing it up. On by Lilly. It comes to Hamilton again. He's certainly made a difference. Seeing plenty of the ball. Offside flag went up though against Stephen Thompson. Alex Smith hoping that his side can come up with something in the closing stages. The man who won the Scottish Cup with St Mirren in 1987 and with Aberdeen in 1990.
Well, he's gone for broke. It's a positive change. They're playing with 3 at the back at the moment, Ian, with McCunny, Loughlin and DeVos at the back. That's allowed them to play with the 3 up front as well.
Hannah. Ramon Vega just flicks it back to Douglas. He'll be hoping to add to his rather impressive clean sheet record. 12 clean sheets in 23 games for Celtic, but he'll be the first to acknowledge the contribution of the men in front of him, especially the likes of Valhaeren, Vega and Mialbi. Celtic unbeaten since Rangers put 5 past them in November. Sutton. Larsson could help this on to Thompson. He does. Thompson and Larsson combining. Larsson. Oh, on a mission! Penalty! Henrik Larsson brought down by Griffin.
I don't think they come much clearer, and Dallas is no more than 2-3 yards away. Had a tug at his jersey first of all, Danny Griffin, and a clear clip there as Larsson bore his way into the box. Did well to get goal side of Griffin in the first place on the left-hand side, Larsson, and he really couldn't afford to miss time to challenge Danny Griffin.
Henrik Larsson
taking it.
Henrik Larsson has the chance to break Charlie Nicholas's post-war record of 48 goals in a season. Here comes Henrik. He's done it. 49 goals. He's different class. He's world class. He's Henrik Larsson, and he's a Celtic record breaker.
Well, he varies it. Sometimes he tries to tuck it inside either post, just goes for the power there. Knows that Paul Gallagher is liable to throw himself to either side. Straight down the middle. And having won the penalty himself, you can't say he didn't deserve to take it. Martin O'Neill knows that Celtic have 1 foot in this season's cup final already.
Well, he took his time, Henrik. Went a few games without scoring, but this was the venue of one of his greatest contributions to Celtic when he scored a hat-trick in the League Cup final against Kilmarnock last month. He's on for another Hampden hat-trick now, and let's be honest, nobody would be too surprised if he got it. Thompson racing away, just over 10 minutes remaining. Celtic on the verge of reaching the final. Celtic against Hibs would be an intriguing final. An enthralling clash, and a bit of a colour clash too. But don't give up on Dundee United just yet, and Douglas has to deal with that from Charlie Miller.
That's a decent effort by Charlie Miller, and given the way that the goal mouths are drying up and the way it's cut up here at Hampden, he might have taken an awkward bounce in front of Rob Douglas, but he dealt with it well.
Larsson. He's going for goal again. He's poked it through to McNamara. Celtic are heading for the Scottish Cup final. It's a goal for Jackie McNamara, and that Is that?
That's a terrific finish as well. Once again, Larsson is unselfish because he could have gone for the hat-trick here. Finds a bit of space, could have pulled the trigger there. Unselfishly played McNamara in, back across Paul Gallagher. Goalkeeper wrong-footed. And it's a fine finish from the midfielder. And that really settles this one beyond any doubt at all.
Martin knows where he's going, he knows where he's heading. He's heading back here on the 26th of May to face Hibs in the Scottish Cup final. Celtic fans are singing and dancing again. I tell you what, I bet they've had a few serious hangovers this week, and they're going to have another one in the morning, you would think. The League Cup is in their hands, the League Championship trophy already won, and it will be presented to them next week, and the treble still very much on.
I think this was a tricky one after the title win last weekend. To get them back up for this would have been Martin O'Neill's job this week. The final look after itself, the semi-final is always a difficult one, and they're home and dry now. Only one game between them and the treble.
Thompson has picked up Henrik Larsson, looking to get in again. Goes down again, but it's only a corner this time.
Still making all the runs, Larsson. Does well to get in behind Jason DeVos in the first place here.
Larsson awaits, he's pretty good in the air as well, remember. We'll be looking again on the end of Thompson's corner. Doesn't quite manage that though. Celtic will also be encouraged by the fact that so far Vega and Mialbi have avoided bookings because yellow cards would have been so costly for them to rule them out of the final. It would be foolish if they pick one up in the closing stages here now that they are home and dry. Dundee United are going to bring on David Partridge shortly in place of Jamie McCully. Celtic too considering changes in the closing stages. They are sitting pretty, very pretty, on a 3-0 lead. Neil Lennon. Sutton, who's about to make way for Tommy Johnson, gives it to Lambert. Lennon. Valharan. McNamara came off the bench to score. Ramon Vega. Up towards Sutton. Not the best of layoffs though from him. Griffin to Lilly. Here's Hamilton. But it's surely a lost cause now for Dundee United, who are in need of a miracle. Buchan. Griffin, whose challenge gave away the penalty. In the box it goes though, and it is going to be one back for Dundee United. Lilly pops up, but surely they still have too much to do.
Well, they did well, Lilly. The weight of the ball is everything here, because it asks a question both of Douglas and Valharan into the perfect area for Lilly. First touch was good enough to set up the finish, and at last Derek Lilly gets a reward for what has been an otherwise frustrating afternoon here at Hampden. Great ball in behind.
Derek Lilly giving Dundee United's faithful followers something to shout about. They always knew they were going to be up against it today, but I have to say their fans have been great. They've still been singing all afternoon. So David Partridge comes on for Jamie McCully, and a double change for Celtic. Tom Boyd has come on for Johan Mialbi, and Tommy Johnson, who scored the title-clinching goal last weekend, probably the worst title-clinching goal in history, mind you, comes on for Chris Sutton. The genial Geordie always plays the game with a smile on his face, but it's a face we're not likely to see at Celtic next season. He's out of contract and destined to leave the club. 5 minutes remaining. Lambert. Celtic fans will be thinking that all that's left to do is for Henrik Larsson to complete another Hamden hat-trick. David Partridge is going to get an immediate yellow card, having just come on.
Yeah, I see the shake of the head there from Hugh Dallas. Wasn't having any of the protests, and I think quite rightly so. Sore one, studs right on top of the right foot of Didi Agat there.
Celtic fans have another excuse to go out on the town in Glasgow tonight, and they were certainly out on the town for quite a while last weekend, celebrating their championship success. Alex Smith was in the hunt for his third Scottish Cup with 3 different clubs. You could take some consolation from the fact that he too, like Martin O'Neill, has done a great job. There is a very different look to Dundee United these days, and although they still have work to do in securing their top flight status, they will fancy their chances of doing just that, and they will turn their attentions towards a crunch game at St Mirren live on Sky Sports a week tomorrow. Celtic, well, just one big party for them right now. Martin O'Neill checks his watch, but he needn't be too worried.
Yeah, it's a great position to be in 1 game to go now for the treble. Can't get much clearer than that. We come here on the last day of the season, and it's going to be Hibs' turn to try and beat this Celtic side. And as you say, apart from Rangers or Ibrox this season, no one else has done it in the league. It's going to be Hibs' turn to try and find a few answers.
It's all over. Celtic are through to their 49th Scottish Cup final. Martin O'Neill remains on course for a tremendous treble, and once again their inspiration was Henrik Larsson, now a Celtic record breaker. Hibs stand in their way at the end of May. Dundee United gave it a go, but there's no stopping Celtic just now. It just gets better and better for those who wear the hoops. Celtic and Hibs will go up for the cup here next month.
I'm disappointed we lost the game, but I'm very proud of the way they fought and the way they played. I thought they made a game of it. I thought there was a spell in the second half when we had Celtic under pressure. We had a couple of half chances that either them going in would have given us a great opportunity to go in and win it. As it turned out, we gave away a penalty in a vital stage of the game, and I thought the game went to 3, and at that stage flattered Celtic. I didn't think there was ever any time in the game there was 3 goals in it, but that was the situation.
We've got some videotape to show you here. Do you feel as though you should have a penalty at this time here?
From where I was, I thought it was a penalty claim. I thought it was taken out. When I see it there, it's a bit iffy, you know. I don't know. It's but where I was, I thought maybe a wee break there, we could have got ourselves in front, you know.
Did you feel as though you did enough to earn a replay?
I thought at one stage we were going to get a replay. I thought in the first half we tended to knock too many long balls, but we still managed to play some good football without really threatening Celtic's goal. Charlie had a very good effort that went over the top of the crossbar. Other than that, we had crosses or corner kicks. And the second half, I thought for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I thought we'd done really well. And at that stage was the time I felt if we'd have got any break at all, we could have got to at least a replay stage.